Hey guys, it's Matt with Rotten Gaming, and today we're going to talk about using your Scholar and Fairy effectively in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm going to talk with you about making macros that will combine your actions with the different pet actions so that you can heal efficiently, quickly, and with the least amount of mana cost. I would first like to give credit to Mr. Happy, who explains these macros in his Scholar Guide video, which I've also linked in the description. His guide is more comprehensive, explaining not only how to use the macros, but how to use your Scholar and its own actions. This guide is going to assume that you know how to use your Scholar already, but you would like to increase your time and mana efficiency. Without further ado, let's go! First thing that you should know is that these macros will only work if your pet is set on Obey, which is the pet hotbar with a symbol that resembles an angry chihuahua. When your pet is in Obey mode, it will use Embrace automatically, and it will require you to use your macros to activate their other abilities. I will be focusing on Eos only, because although Celine's actions are great at speeding up skill and spell speed during battle, and will occasionally silence an enemy, you will be missing out on the large healing AoEs, as well as the healing buff that only Eos has. The first macro that we're going to cover is for Physic and Embrace. Physic is the equivalent of Cure on a White Mage, with a potency of 400. Without Cure 2 or 3 like White Mages have, you can use your Fairy to augment your healing skills with their Embrace, which has a potency of 300, combining for a Cure potency of 700, which is really big. Here's how we do this macro. You'll see that there are a few adjustments that I've given you for alternative Physic macros. These will also be for alternative ad loquium macros, and one of the lines that is optional is the caret MO caret. Now this stands for mouse over. So if you'd like to have a little bit more flexibility with who Eos is healing, you can add this line, and this line she will automatically heal before your target whoever your mouse is hovering over. So let's say that you're healing the first person in your party, but your mouse is hovering over the second person. She will embrace the second person while you physic the first person. Now this sounds like a great idea, but I find it sometimes kind of troublesome, because I definitely have to be very aware as to where my mouse is. Now, this is also very hard to do if you're on like a PS4 or a PS3, so you can feel free to leave this line in or out. The next line is going to be the caret me line, and this line is also optional. If you do not have anyone selected, which is rarely the case, then it will automatically physic you, and she will embrace you. But I found that sometimes this can cause a little glitch in the system where I am trying to heal somebody else and it's not registering that I have them targeted, and so the first heal will go to me. And when you're in like the later stages of coil, or just sometimes when healing is 1 second makes the difference, I definitely think it's best just to leave that line out. So it's up to y'all. The next macro that I think is really nice is going to be the Whispering Dawn macro. Now, as a scholar, you don't have awesome AoE heals. Your AoE heals are only going to give you a sucker, which yes does give you a bubble, but it's not going to give you what you have as a White Mage as Medica 2 or Medica. But we do have Whispering Dawn, and Whispering Dawn, when it's going off when the fairy is on sick, is definitely not as useful as using it timed. So Whispering Dawn is going to give you like a regen effect on your entire party that's within range, and the range for Whispering Dawn is going to be about 15 yalms, and it gradually restores your HP as well as the HP of all nearby members, and it has a cure potency of 100, but it is active for 21 seconds. This is really, really awesome because it gives you a big regen, and that plus a sucker will definitely get you through some tight scrapes. This is going to be the macro for that. The next one is going to be for Fey Illumination. Fey Illumination has a lot of great uses because it's not only going to buff your healing by 20%, but also your fairy's healing and the healing of any other healers that are within 15 yalms of you. Now, there's an extra line in there for heal, which brings the fairy to you before it casts it, because just in case it's going off healing somebody else, since this does have a smaller range, you should definitely have her next to you just to make sure that you're inside it. The last one's going to be Fey Covenant. I don't have a macro for this because Fey Covenant is definitely If you need to use it, then you can go ahead and click it. But that one does increase your magic defense as well, of you and of anybody else in the party by 20%, and it's active for 20 seconds. Now that is definitely useful when doing things like dealing with turn 5. But I didn't really see a reason to mix it with anything else as far as a macro goes. If y'all enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe. I have links to my Facebook page and my Twitter page in the About section. If you have any suggestions for further videos, please leave them in the comment box. Have a good one.